Now, if you're thinking about that what you want to do is create democracy in a country, and many of your people are religious, do you want to say you have to be a democracy, democrat, you have to be secular? If being secular implies for them, it's anti-democratic. In the really strict sense, there's not one democracy in the world that has strict separation of church and state anymore. For example, 100% of the 27 members of the European Union give money for religious education. 1/3 of them have established churches. So we really have to get in the world of multiple secularisms, not one. Many of the secularisms are very religiously friendly, as in Indonesia, as in India, as in Senegal. And we also have to be aware that our Western tradition was amazingly narrow in terms of what we granted public holidays for. For example, if you take a look at the Scandinavian countries and the Benelux and England, those countries alone have 76 official religious holidays, which are compulsory. You have to pay the workers. Not a single one of them is for a minority religion, being a non-Christian religion. 100% of those 76 holidays are all for Christian religions. Now, what exists in the multiple secularisms of India? Nehru, when they had the constitution, they have 6 religious holidays for the majority, Hindus, but 10 for the minority religions: Islam, Shiism, Catholicism, Buddhism. So this is extraordinary. And Indonesia has 6 for Islam, 5 for other religions. Even though in Senegal, so these are all countries with a religiously friendly approach towards democracy, and all Democrats. They all have twin tolerations. None of them have a really strict secularism. Now, Nehru and Ataturk were both great modernizers. They were also both important people for distance between church and state. However, Ataturk, when Nehru writing in prison, writing his notebooks, and he says, I like Ataturk. I like the fact, the way that he's really a modernizer. However, Ataturk he's imposing a form of secularism on religious people that is inconsistent with having any elections, and he'll never have them in his lifetime, and he never did. So Ataturk died without ever having one election. Nehru said, look, I'm a modernizer, and I would like a progression of religious ideas, but this is a country where we're trying to become independent, and we want to have democracy. So in our country, we're going to have multiple forms of toleration and expression for religion. We're not going to have any established church, as England does, and Scandinavia, because in our country, he didn't quite spell it out, but implicitly what he's saying is, if you are going to have an established church in a democracy, it helps if there's relatively low intensity about religious belief and high homogeneity. Well, India was exactly the opposite. High intensity of religious belief and huge heterogeneity. So if you had an established Hindu church in that India, we never would have the democracy we have now. So he understood that you had to respect democracy, but so it's a form of, it was a form of twin tolerations, much more than any strict separation of church and state.